Hi, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Clickpack. Before we actually try to create the Clickpack, first we have to understand what we'll be creating in the first place. So, currently in the current Clickbot version, there are three different types of clicks and releases. Normal clicks, soft clicks, and hard clicks. All of these are obvious names for soft clicking and hard clicking So you have to record it in a way that sounds authentic as well. And all of these will also have around 10 samples, maybe one or two less, so that it sounds more realistic and it's not just the same click sound over and over again. So you want to load up Audacity. So we're going to be recording soft clicks, and you want to make sure that there's as little background audio as possible, and also that you are making sure the click sound is as consistent as possible. And the clicks and releases are also going to be spaced out a bit, like around a second space out. So it's like this. So in this case, this is just for normal clicks. Now you want to take this and Control D in order to duplicate it, and you want about 11 copies, with one being a backup. So we'll just take this, copy that twice. So we have, if we count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 copies. So this one will be the backup for when we do the releases as well. So before we get to cutting precisely, we want to just cut to right before the click we want, and doing this for each of the audio clips. So now that we have all the audio files clipped up to right before a click, we want to cut it to right around here, making sure that there's still over half a second of audio here. So now we zoom in, and a tip I have in order to make cutting it precisely easier is to change all of these to decibels. This just makes it a lot easier to cut because it exaggerates the audio of the clip. So what I recommend to do is to use another set of audio clips as a reference for yours. So here I've taken 3 audio clips from another Clickpack to use as a baseline, and if we zoom in precisely, we can see that the start of the audio is right at the 0.016 line, right around there. So if we go back here, right now we want to cut it to right around 0.016. So we just do this, zoom in a bit more so it's more precise. Cut a bit more, and right around there. And you want to do it so all of the clips are cut to right around where the first clip is. So you can zoom in more for this. We want to make sure it is right around the same. And you can test this by putting your mouse cursor right here and scrolling down. So we can see that this is pretty much aligned, and we just repeat this for the rest of the clips. Another thing to keep in mind is there might be some audio strands right before the click, but you generally want to make it so that the first line that leads to the rest of the audio is at the start. It might be a bit hard to do so depending on your mic and mouse, but you should be able to do it. You don't have to be exact, however, I like to get it just as precise as possible in order to make it sound as authentic as possible. So now that we have all the clips cut to about where we want it to be, we can zoom out, and we want to cut the audio right at the 0.5 second mark. You want to get it as good as possible because it is basically where the audio needs to end. And you can also cut one clip like that, and then use that, and Audacity automatically aligns it for the rest of the clips. So just like that, and boom. So now we have each of the clicks isolated, and we can test how good they are by just clicking solo and checking them, each of them. So you can just go through these and check if they are good enough. And if they do vary a little bit, then it is okay, because it's good to have a little bit of variance in the clicks in order to make it sound more realistic. So now that I have all the clicks and they are isolated and you think it is good enough, just go select here, File, Export, Export Selected Audio, and now you can go to the folder you want it in, make a new folder called Clicks, open that, and just save it as 0. And you save all these 0 to 9. You start from 0 because that is where the program first reads data. Now that we have all the clips saved, it is recommended that you also save the project somewhere. So for example, we can just save it as tutorial, because that's what this is. Tutorial clicks. And now we can just delete all of these. Now our backup will come in handy because we now have to isolate the releases. So now we duplicate this 10 times with one backup. Make sure there's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and one backup. So we just listen here. This is where the first release is, so we just want to cut to every release. So now it is basically the same process as if we were doing clicks. So we have a guideline here of the releases, and you can see it is right around the 0.12 mark, or in between there, 0.011, 0.021. So now it's basically the same process as for clicks. Now we have a guideline here, so we can check here that it is right around 0.011 to 0.012. So we can go here. Now do keep in mind, you do have to change these decibels again since you have deleted the tracks. So now that we're here, we want to cut it to around 0.011 to 0.012. So we're basically just repeating the same process as for clicks, but instead this is with the releases. So now that we have all of them trimmed down again, we just go here and make sure it is right around 0.5. So now we have all the releases cut. So we now export all of them into a folder called releases. Let's go here, name through 0 through 9 again. And do not forget to export the project, just as in this example we can do tutorial releases. Now you have created around 10 samples for both clicks and releases. Now keep in mind that there are also soft clicks and hard releases. So you have to repeat the process I just went over for those two as well, making sure that the clicks range from soft to hard. It is a long process, but it is worth it if you want to create a good pack. And it ends up becoming something like this.